Ladies and gentlemen, while I'm extremely sorry that I'm unable to be with you in person, I am nevertheless delighted to have been invited to give a rather disembodied opening address for the Aerospace Global Forum 2022 as you embark on a week of important discussion around the urgent need to reduce the climate impact of aviation. Global warming, climate change, and the devastating loss of biodiversity are the greatest threats that humanity has ever faced, and largely of our own creation. I have dedicated much of my life to the restoration of harmony between humanity, nature, and the environment, and to the promotion of corporate social and environmental responsibility. Now, I believe, is the time to take it to the next level. In fact, we should have done this long ago, as we are now fast running out of time to rescue this planet from man-made emissions and all the complications and multiplying threats we are now facing. Over 2 years ago, my Sustainable Markets Initiative started to convene the aviation sector, bring them together at Clarence House and in Cambridge's Whittle Laboratory, with the goal of unlocking change in this critical industry. Over the last few years, we have seen that the level of ambition and appetite for a genuinely sustainable future in the aviation sector has never been higher. The leaders of airlines, airports, energy companies, aircraft manufacturers, innovators, and the financial community have all reassured me that they are committed to accelerating the transition of the entire industry. I am encouraged to see the explosion of ambition, innovative thinking, and new approaches that can catalyze change. Now, we must turn these ideas into real action on the ground. However, I have also heard how developing such pathways and delivering such action is challenging, to say the least. Each part of the system can only see and act on a part of a larger whole, and so all will need to move together to unlock change. That change is urgent, and I mean urgent. It must happen, and it must happen in a way that everyone around the world can adopt it. And this is why, through the SMI, I've been ceaselessly trying to encourage a cross-industry approach between all sectors. Such an approach, as we have discovered, can be truly electrifying in stimulating innovative ideas and action when industries and sectors, which never normally talk to each other properly, finally do so. It is also why discussions over the next few days at this year's Aerospace Global Forum will be absolutely critical. This is a moment where aerospace, defense, and wider industry, including startups, universities, and technology companies from around the world, which are leading the way and pioneering new technologies and innovations, will all come together and can all help understand how they might contribute to building a new future for the sector. As one contribution to this discussion, I was pleased to have sparked the creation of the Aviation Impact Accelerator, a team of global experts convened by the University of Cambridge to accelerate the journey to sustainable aviation. This group works through a whole system approach, developing evidence-based tools that allow industry players, policymakers, and the public to map, understand, and embark on pathways towards sustainable flight. Now, some of you may be aware that my Sustainable Markets Initiative is building an alliance of corporates committed to buying sustainable aviation fuel, or SAF, thereby helping to accelerate the development of the industry in the continuing absence of market signals and mandates from global governments. The SMI is also bringing investors together with Commonwealth countries and energy companies to help finance the SAF industry in developing countries, using blended finance and bringing much needed jobs and inward investment, as well as energy independence. I understand that as part of discussions at the forum, many of you will have a chance to find out about this important initiative, alongside other initiatives like the Mission Possible Partnership's Clean Skies for Tomorrow, the World Economic Forum's Target True Zero, and the International Aviation Climate Coalition, which was launched at COP26. The explosion of new projects to help the sector change represents an expansion of new and radical collaboration, bringing together industry and government to tackle the many challenges and seize the opportunities of this moment. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, the role of governments is absolutely critical. This event comes in the same week that states from around the world are holding a high-level meeting at ICAO's headquarters in Montreal, discussing the right long-term carbon goal for aviation. Your whole industry has committed to net zero by 2050, a huge signal from your sector. We now need the world's governments to back that ambition and to take swift action to help scale up SAF through mandates and the right price incentives in order to unlock the huge amount of investment needed to develop the volume of SAF required. This event is a remarkable gathering of representatives across a whole industry and all of its stakeholders and supporters. Collectively, you all have an opportunity to transform your industry for the better. So if I can leave you all with one message, it is that you simply cannot afford to miss this opportunity. We have reached the stage now where the real risk is not taking the risk. Over the past 30 to 40 years, I suppose, I've kept saying every decade that we are in a critical decade of action on climate change and on rescuing nature. But nothing of any real consequence has ever happened. So, although I'm beginning to despair of repeating myself over and over again, I will. This time, we must push forward far faster than ever in order to protect the planet we all share for future generations. We know as well that change at scale will take time to bring about. Failure to act now, to seize this moment, to be bold and brave in the face of a future that needs to be built, will mean consigning our children, our grandchildren, and the whole of humanity and the natural world to unutterable catastrophe. So please think about this.